Okay, we're joined now by Gina Graham from Creative Interiors with some home decorating ideas for you today. Nice to see you, Gina.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
This is pretty. I love blue and white.
Yes.
So I really, really like this. Tell me what we have going on here
This is
today.
a box pleat valance, and I'm going to have you hold this side if we can. So we can show, this has got a little bit of cording down here at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can get the pretty colors, but this is a really pretty navy inside here. And then we just came down a little bit with a button. And I think bringing the button down a little bit instead of having it at the top.
Oh yeah, it's not right up there.
Yeah, I think that adds a little bit to it.
Yeah, I like that. And you can see, tell me a little bit more about this fabric. It's got a little more detail in it than you would think if you look closely at it.
Right, because you can't tell. It's not just a solid. It's got some like little
just kind of a little details in it. More, I don't know, kind of satiny looking.
Yeah, it's a little shiny and little squares. Oh yeah, you can see it there.
Yeah, that looks really, really pretty. I like it's almost kind of an ivory-ish. It's not exactly stark white, which I think is nice. And then the navy, you know, and you've been telling me, you know, blue and green are really in for spring a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is green is my favorite color.
Yeah, so that works. Now, who did you make this for? What kind of room in their house was this for?
It was one of the other decorators, so I'm not real sure which room. They had just brought it out this morning, and I was like, oh, I'm going to Midday. Look what I'm bringing.
That.
Yes, I love it.
I like this. Now, how long does something, you know, you make a ton of pieces. How long does something like this take to make?
Well, for me, it would take months, but since we have someone that's very talented.
Yes, you give them the direction.
Right. It usually takes I would say probably a couple hours, 2-3 hours.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
I
love it. It's really, really pretty.
Isn't that neat?
Now, we also brought this pillow along with us today.
Yeah,
this
is a really neat pillow because one of the customers I had, we wanted the exact same pillow because she liked this form, but out of her fabric.
Oh, okay.
So we made this, and I think it's just the coolest thing because if you look on the side, she just barely stitched it to make these little pleats. It's not like a cording, you know, or anything.
That's all the same fabric.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, I think, the way she did it.
Yeah, I like that. That's very neat. Look at all that detail.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it looks like it's braided.
Yeah.
As opposed to just like sewn in there to make it look like that. Okay, when you turn it around like this, you can see the, what is that? Is that, I mean, it's got texture to it. What?
It's got like, I don't know if you remember the other time when I was in, I had balances and it had a little bit of smooth texture to it. And that's what this is because it's out of the same fabric.
Yeah, it's got almost kind of like a velour feel to it. I think texture makes such a difference. You know, if someone sits on your couch somewhere and they can feel, you know, the pillows, they're like, oh, it makes it more, I don't know, kind of luxurious, would you say? Adding that in there, very, very cool. Now, where would this go? Just on a...
This is going in her living room. We did hobble shades out of this fabric, and then she just wanted, the hobble shades were in her kitchen, so this is in the living room because it's all open. So she was just throwing that in there. Yeah. And I just thought it was really neat the way they did it because how long do you think that took? Now this probably took longer than the valance.
It probably did. Look at all that detailing. I can't imagine that would take me years to do something like that. Got to be talented to do something
Very talented.
Like this, definitely.
Definitely not my area.
Yes.
So.
Gina, thank you for joining us today so
Thank you.
much. Head to Creative Interiors Facebook page for more information. We'll be back in a second.